Hello, everybody. We'll talk about the assessment and evaluation strategies, per se, the educational technology that we are looking at it. So, yes, everything about assessment and evaluation. So, briefly, this will be a short video. I'll give you the definitions. Why do we go for assessment? How do we go for assessment? What are the various types of assessment? And probably after assessment, if there are any feedback that needs to be given around it. So, this is what will comprise of today's video per se. So let me go with the definitions and why is it required. So assessment for learning is a process of gathering information about students' knowledge, skills, and their understanding in order to inform about the teaching methodologies. So it is basically evaluation of the students' participation during the academic delivery that we are talking about it. It is all about knowledge and skills and their understanding thereof. So assessment is a critical, if I may say so, process that affects the determination of the success of a task. Its purpose is not just to test what you know, but also to help teachers plan their lessons accordingly. So their lessons are more effective, they are more pronounced, and probably it becomes a win-win situation for not only for teachers but also for students. Not only for students but also for the guardians, or should I say the academic leaders or various stakeholders associated with it. So it's a win-win situation for every one of them. Assessment just goes beyond simply testing as about the effectiveness of their knowledge and skills. But at the end of the course, it is a continuous process woven over a period of time. And this is a continuous process. When I say it is the incremental improvement that has been marked or been observed in students' behavior, students' knowledge, or students' ability thereby. So, yes, we are talking about the complete gamut of teaching and learning process thereby. Also, it takes forms of learning assessment, which are formative assessment, summative examination, and portfolio work thereby. So, why? The reason is why do we assess, or what are the reasons for assessment? It ensures all children achieve above high standards of knowledge. It ensures how credible the academic delivery is all about it. It provides the feedback to the guardians, to the parents, to the caretakers. It identifies if people are not doing good. It identifies weak areas. It identifies areas where improvement can be done. It identifies areas where focus needs to be given to monitor against national target. Obviously, yes, we all want to have an educated workforce. We all wanted to have a greater national identity. Why? Because it can only lead to a better skill standard of living, to improve teachers practice, to promote good citizenship, to demonstrate effectiveness of teaching, to support continuous professional development is what we are looking forward to as and when on basis. So these are the various reasons for assessment to be done. Allow me to give you what are how do we implement assessment, right? First and foremost thing is the observation part. It is what we talk about the what we are talking about, the strategies as for CBME is concerned. Now, effective feedback, definitely yes. Effective feedback as far as what they are going around it, how do we goes around. So this is what should be done. Titrate supervisions for learners' growth and patient safety. Now, what is when we're talking about CBME and we're talking about patient, we are talking about it comprehensive, or should I say competency-based medical education. That's what we are looking into it. Questioning is form of formative assessment, allows a teacher to assess students' knowledge more quickly than direct observations, provide information about what the learner knows, how does the learner is comprehending things, how it is going around it. But that is what the questioning part would be looking into it. Let me give you the various rubrics or things that needs to be taken into consideration. Remember, implementation of an assessment is a part of the effective planning. It should focus on the students' learning. It should be the central to the very academic delivery that we talk around it. It develops the capacity for self assessment. It recognizes all educational achievement. Everything that comes around it is a key professional skills. It helps learners know how to improve, promotes understanding of goals and criteria, is seen consistently and monitored as the case might be. So yes, how do assessment for learning strategies improve the learner's outcome? Helps in identifying the strength, the weakness of the learners. When I say learners is the practitioner, when I say practitioner is the student, when I say student it is a pupil. They are synonymous in turn. Provides an opportunity for students to demonstrate what they have learned through various means, improve active participation through self-assessment, peer reviews, and discussion per se, and that is what we should be looking into all together. Why assessment? Because it boosts student motivation, it builds confidence. Through assessment strategy, the students are able to comprehend the topic, the knowledge, the skills, and becomes much more confident when it requires an application in the real life world situation. So yes, um, implementation of assessment, number one, we are looking at what have we learned as in the learning outcome. The instruction is how the curriculum has been developed. Is it a step-by-step incremental development of the curriculum to the overall objectives of outcoming learning outcomes? And if the curriculum has been developed, how is it being measured as a long-term assessment? The cycle, when will the learning be assessed? As in every month, every week, or every quarter, or every semester, or every trimester, or every annually? I do not know whichever cycle that one follows. And after every assessment, you need to give results, as in their feedback thing. The result will give a out of an idea as how effective the teachers were, how effective or comprehensively people have actually gathered the knowledge. The last one, the sixth one, would be strategies as to how you will utilize this result. Types of assessment, we have MCQs, as in multiple choice question. It's basically an open-ended question where there are several possible alternative answers. Now you need to check one of the best possible answers which comes to it. At times in MCQs there might be two or three possible answers which needs to be earmarked also. So this type of formative assessment strategy provides teacher with a valuable information about how the student understand concept. Short answer questions. Short answer questions require students to respond to a prompt and things like that. There are two advantages that can be obtained using this form of question, which students tend to think of more carefully about their responses, and they learn to express themselves clearly, absolutely clearly. Then we have the essay type questions. A fundamental tool in academic assessment measures a student's ability to express, argue, structure their thoughts on a given subject through written words, and that is what essay types question is all about it. So yes, we have an MCQs which probably elaborates a quick response type where we can assess whether the student have actually comprehended a subject or knowledge. There is a short answer question which probably the students are able to understand or give a direct answers to the question that has been portrayed. Advantages are simple. It is all about these check boxes that check boxes of the knowledge that a subject needs to have carried, that the student has to carry. And then the essay type question is where the student needs to structure his or her thoughts pertaining to the question so that they are able to express themselves, they are able to give pros and cons, argue with themselves, and present their ideas clearly in a written format. We have the peer review questions or peer review exercises. This describes a range of activities in which students provide feedback and critique to each other's work. It can also refer to a performance evaluation methods between the individual or of similar status. Obviously, you are ranking one against the other as the case might be. Self-assessment is a type of assessment where the students evaluate their own work altogether. So they give an assessment and then probably they have been asked to compare their responses with the model answers as such, and how do they value them, how do they value or evaluate themselves as to their responses against the standard answers which has been given. Now it is a formal evaluation of the personal value system, characteristics and career goal. Next is the feedback, absolutely essential. Wherein, if you see the pic, there is a communication between two, three, four ladies, probably in the either side of the desk, and probably they're giving and discussing certain thing. So it is the information or the criticism that is given to someone in order to help. in order to improve their production performances. It can also be defined as the transmission of evaluative or corrective information about an action or a process thereby. Types of feedbacks, there are basically six types of feedbacks. One is a formatic feedback, as in the positive feedback that goes around what was good about it. Summative feedback, overall feedback, as in overall scorers like this, but had it been improved on a certain areas, things could have been in a better light. Things could have been in a different light altogether. So overall performance is summative performances that we are talking about it. Then positive feedback, you are trying to elevate the performance of the person, no matter how well or how poorly he or she has scored. Probably you're giving positive feedback in order to encourage things can be on going up in due courses of time. Negative feedback is where you are making a critic of the assessment, as in what are the faults that has been determined as on when on basis. The negative feedback will enable what points to be taken into consideration or kept in mind for the next assessment. Positive feed forward is in where the responses have been given around it, as in what kind of question would have been framed, so that it becomes easier for the student or for the pupil or the participants to answer or give responses thereof. Negative feed forward is what kind of questions that needs to be avoided per se, and that's the simple part of it. So technical impact, let me go about the technical impact for assessment. Improves creativity of assessment, definitely yes. Enhances effectiveness, sorry, enhances effectiveness, easily access for new technical ways. Students feel absolutely more motivated, and thereby helps learner learn new skills, acquire particular new knowledge, provides funds and engagement for learning experiences for the student, as the case might be. With this, I come to an end of this session. Thank you for watching it till the end.